Okay, hi, hello, welcome back to Papa's Games, Chill and Play. To anyone new, this is just a series. I'm just talking about random stuff I want to talk about while playing Papa's Games. Because, I don't know, you don't really need to focus too much. I'm saying that, but yet every time I'm doing so many mistakes, and it annoys me, and I hate that. So I would like to try and focus more. But it's harder than it looks, for me at least. I don't know. Like, if I want to keep my perfectionism in check. If I don't, then yeah, sure, it's not that hard. But, you know, the gifted child curse. You grow up, everyone tells you you're amazing, and then you just expect yourself to be perfect all the time. Anyway, I've recently seen like my first reality TV in probably like a good 10 years, I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't really watch reality TV because, you know, people are stupid and just why would I make myself suffer on purpose? So I don't really do that. But then I first heard about this show on TikTok, obviously, where else? But the reason why I chose to watch it in the end was because, first of all, it's a Japanese reality TV, which I've never watched before. And the second, am I on the right? Yes, I am. And the second reason is because it's a gay dating show, basically. That's the wrong direction. God damn it, why am I stupid? Oh god. It's a gay dating show, which I also never really seen that idea. Like, later on I found out that South Korea did a few seasons of a gay dating reality. But yeah, I've never really seen something like that before, so I was very interested. And it being Japanese, and I'm living in Japan, and I don't know, I thought it would be a very good opportunity to at least watch something that people are actually speaking in natural Japanese. Because, you know, in anime, like, yeah, they speak Japanese, but it's not like natural. The words, the pacing, you know, and the topics. It's not something on a day-to-day kind of topic of conversation. So as much as, like, I love watching anime and practicing sentences from there, it's really not reliable for day-to-day purposes. But then reality, I mean, even if it is scripted, like, at the end of the day, it is real people talking about real stuff on a day-to-day conversations. So I was very, very almost perfect. God damn it. So I was very, very intrigued about watching it. And I mean, it's a special. I don't know the special. Smiley, coconut. What is that? Guava and coconut. Smiley, coconut. Whatever that is. And another coconut. There we go. So, yeah. And obviously I'm going to talk about I don't know if it's obviously, but I am going to talk about the entire show, so there are going to be spoilers for people who might be interested in watching. So just be careful, I guess, if you don't want to get spoiled. That being said, like, for people who don't know, they basically took... There we go. They basically took, in total, like 9 different men and brought them to, like, a house, as dating reality shows do. But the thing is, like, there are quite a lot of things different from Western dating shows. White chocolate and coconut. again, I've never really seen Western dating shows, but like I still know what they look like, and I've seen like commentary channels talk about them. So to some degree I do kind of know what's going on there, but not too much. But like one of the biggest difference, I guess, what am I searching? There we go. Is that in this show, did I even say the name? The name is The Boyfriend. The Boyfriend on Netflix, yes. In The Boyfriend, the participants need to actually work in order to, I guess, save money for their expenses at the house, which is a real cool idea. But it also, like, it's so funny to me how much it shows, like, the Japanese culture in it. Because even if you take a vacation from work or from university or whatever these people do, you still have to work in order to basically earn your right to be there, kind of. So what they do every day, they go out in a coffee truck and sell coffee. But like, even if you say that they do that, they only do that for like an hour a day, not including the drive. But like, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember seeing one episode which I somehow just realized, or like I've seen like hints or proof that they were only there for an hour. Maybe it was a clock, I really don't remember what it was, but I remember like it was unrefutable evidence, if you will. Like, even if they're more than an hour, it's not by a lot. So they don't really work too much, but they still do something. And I mean, it's not only just to earn the money, it's also like the idea is that every time two people go, so it's kind of like a date, kind of they need to learn to work together and they get to, you know, get to know each other better and all of that. Which is actually a really cute idea, because I also feel like when you see how someone works, like their personality at work, it's something that is pretty important, wouldn't you say? Like, if that person slacks off, if they're serious, if they're polite, all of those things show up at work. Oh my god, perfect from a closer. Oh my goodness. I think this is the first from this series, at least. Jesus. God damn. Oh my god. I'm excited. Oh, I'm so happy. I did not expect that. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jojo. Love you. Like, I would say, even from a personal experience, whenever I see other people... Oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh, please, please, please. No! Why am I so bad at this? God damn it. Okay, exactly what I need. Jesus Christ. Whew, that was close. Anyway, whenever I see some people, how they work, like my coworkers... Oh god. Let me focus for a second. Jesus Christ. Again, barely. Jeez, why is it so hard all of a sudden? Okay, I can do this, 26, I need 22. Okay. Ooh, perfect, nice. See, if I focus, I can actually do this. Never mind. Anyway, what I was saying, ew. Oh, I don't know, I forgot what it's called in English, but I don't like the people that use the dolls to talk. It's so creepy, I hate it. Oh my god. Is he actually going to use the doll? He is. Oh my god. Boopsie and Bill. Which one is Boopsie? Which one is Bill? I wonder. So yeah, like, I think it's the same for everyone, if you think about it. Like, some people at work, you see them, they're serious, they're actually doing their job properly, they take everything seriously, they respect both the customers and their co-workers. But then some people, like in the part-time job that I have right now, there's one guy that really, every time I have to work with him, I just have to take so many deep breaths just to relax myself because he does nothing. Like, he really does nothing. And it feels like, you know, some people that come to Japan supposedly to study, I feel like they're kind of, what's it called? They're not taking things seriously enough, kind of. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel like if you've lived in a place for a few years, there are some mistakes you don't make anymore. Like, yeah, sure. Oh, again, it's the wrong one. Oh, damn it. Oh, whatever. There are some mistakes you don't make anymore. Oh, 0. Damn, I'm sorry. I mean, fair. Honestly, fair, yeah. And I'm not talking about accent, because, yeah, obviously I get it. Like, for some, or I guess most people, getting rid of an accent can take decades, if it will ever disappear. It just, in my case, I grew up really listening to so many different languages. Like, yeah, my English accent is far from perfect, but also like I don't know, English for me specifically is one of the hardest to try and perfect the accent. I also don't really use it too much, so I guess that might be part of it. But like the other languages that I speak, I have a near perfect accent. Like, even in Japanese, most people, when they hear me speak Japanese, as long as I don't make grammatical errors, they legit think that I'm either half Japanese or I grew up in Japan. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I had like a few times that people thought I was half, even though I don't look Asian, like, at all. Like, not even close. I am mixed, so maybe that kind of helps the ambiguity, maybe? I don't know. And I think part of the reason that, for me, it's so easy to try and imitate the accents that I hear is because I was exposed to different languages from a young age. But most people aren't like that, which took me a while to realize. I just grew up in a place that is very racially diverse, so it was kind of obvious for me, this idea. But after coming to Japan, it took me a while to realize that, yeah, most people that come here, they come from places that only use one language because they don't need more than that. But so I understand, like, having an accent. Kind of. Like, personally for me, I don't want that. Like, I hate having accent. Like, even now, one of the reasons I love making these videos is because I have to practice my English, and maybe one day, maybe my accent will actually be normal and I won't hate listening to myself. But yeah, like some of the mistakes that guy makes are mistakes that people make when they only first start to study the language. And this guy is in college now. like in Japan in college, and I just don't get like how and why, and it just feels like he doesn't take anything seriously, like at the work too. When we have shifts together, he's always on his phone, he always disappears somewhere, he never really does much. And every shift is so tiring to be with him. So yeah, I do believe like damn, this whole rant came from talking about a reality dating show. Goddamn. So I do believe that the idea of seeing how someone works really shows you a very important part of their personality. So it's a very cool idea. That being said, as we see in the later episodes of the show, one of the guys got super popular, and like there was one point where like 5 or 6 of the other guys liked him. And because of that, every time someone was chosen to like go work that day by the show, and then they had to choose who they wanted to come with them, they always choose that guy, that popular guy. And then he literally worked like almost a week straight every day because everyone wanted to be with him. What am I searching? There we go. So, you know, pluses and minuses. Like everything. One of the other things I'm not sure about how it is in Western reality TV. But like, yeah, because they made the money, they were also the ones that went shopping and made their own food, which was kind of interesting to see because one of the guys is like super muscular, and because of that he has to drink a lot of protein, or like I guess eat. Well, I mean, he has to eat, but he drinks it. It's disgusting. Like he takes cooked chicken, puts it in a blender with water, and drinks it. Oh my god, another perfect from a closer? I'm on a roll, hell yeah. And that's like raw, not raw, cooked chicken, but like no seasoning, no nothing, just chicken and water, and he drinks it. Like that's disgusting. How can you do that? Like literally how? I don't care. I don't care how much you need it for your muscles. I feel like it's natural instinct to try and puke that, no? Like I doubt I would be able to do anything similar to that. Oh god, everything's starting to be super difficult in the mini games. Why? Oh god. No. Oh, made it. Barely. Technically I lost, but sure. I'll take the win. I'll take it. Come on. I can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come on. Okay. Nice. Okay, last one. I can do this. Ooh, I can do this. The annoying part about this specific minigame is that she doesn't move like completely with my finger. She kind of moves after a delay a little bit, so it's hard to control it. Anyway, because that guy needed... His name is Yusak, you know, actually no. Because he needed so much protein and he needed to buy so much chicken, it took a pretty big portion out of their budget for food for the day. So they kind of argued about that, like, you know, how Japanese people argue, like very politely. But it was very funny that the youngest guy in the group, who was 22 or 23 at the time, was scolding the oldest guy in the group, who's, I think he's 38, the muscly guy. And it was funny to see, but like also it was kind of like not fair, because he didn't know there would be a problem for this, and obviously like it's important, especially for him, because his livelihood, like his job is being a dancer, like, you know, an exotic dancer, wink wink, you know. I mean, I don't know, I'm sorry. Yeah, basically kind of a stripper. So the whole, like, his body is his livelihood, he has to maintain it, and the fact that he didn't know that it would be a problem, and the fact that it was an actual problem, I don't think it's really fair, because I don't know how much it is related, but he left the show pretty fast after that. Like, the weirdest thing is that he didn't come from the first episode. I think he entered the house on like the third episode, I'm pretty sure. But then he left like literally 2, 3, maybe 4 episodes after that. Like, he was barely there. And like, yeah, technically he said that, oh, I have a business trip coming up. But then, like, why did you come at all if you were going to be here just for a few episodes, if you knew that you had this business trip coming up? You know? Because business trips don't just appear out of nowhere, especially a business trip to other countries. You know about that, like, at least a few weeks in advance, if not more than that. So as much as he said that it was because of the business trip, I think it was pretty obvious that part of it was the whole chicken thing, the meat, the protein, because it was a pretty big ordeal, or at least they made it so. You know, reality TV, they love to dramatize everything. There we go. So, yeah, that was one weird thing. Like, another weird thing that I just kind of... I was really confused by is that the popular guy, his name is Kazuto. Oh, nice, perfect. I feel like part of the reason that he was so popular was because in the first a week, 2 of the shooting, they were at the house for a month and a half, I think, in total. And for the first 1 to 2 weeks, he was just barely there. Like, every time he came and then disappeared for like 3 days because of his work. And I was so confused by that, again, because I get it, Japanese culture, like, work is everything, that's... people die for it, unfortunately. But again, you know, this shoot is coming up, and you're just going to appear for a day at a time and then disappear for 3 days. It was, I don't know, it was just really, really weird for me. But then I feel like because he wasn't there for much at the beginning, I think it helped, like, the kind of mystery around him. And that's what maybe... Oh, nice! Damn, I'm doing good! Hell yeah! And that's maybe why at least some of the guys really started to like him. But also, One thing that I think personally, and I haven't seen anyone else talk about it, is that I think he was putting up a front. Like, most of the guys there really did seem genuine in the notion that they truly wanted to try and find love, because it's so hard doing that in Japan while being gay. And they also wanted, like, for some of them it was also the whole story with coming out to their parents and trying to be accepted as that. And the popular guy, Kazuto, he talked about his family and the story of just how it is being gay in his situation. And for him, he's the eldest son, and his parents have, I think it was a farm. And you know, Japanese culture, well, I guess it's not only Japanese culture, it's usually like that with these situations, that the eldest son usually inherits the farm, I guess. It's kind of weird to say. But yeah. But because he knew he was gay and couldn't marry and have children... Oh, it's the wrong... No, it's not the wrong one. Oh, good job me. He left the house and went to the city and became a chef, and he owns, I think, a restaurant. I don't know. But I feel personally that he still has a very... Like, he still has a problem with the fact that he's gay, and it's hard for him to truly try and open up. Because, I don't know, maybe he really is just this perfect little guy and super sweet and knows no wrong, and I don't know. And maybe he was just overwhelmed with 5 guys confessing their love to him. But from my perspective, it felt like he didn't really open up. Damn! A third perfect closer? Oh my goodness. Damn. I'm doing amazing, guys. But I don't know, it felt like he was always holding back. You know? Like, yeah, I get it. A lot of people just kind of jump at you and try to get you all to themselves. And it must feel weird. And like a lot of fans say after the show ended, the muscly guy that left the whole protein guy thing, he probably had one of the better chemistries with Kazuto, but because he left, it couldn't really develop into anything. And then I think Kazuto just kind of felt maybe obliged to respond to someone, because he had 5 guys wanting to pursue him, but the guy that he possibly had the best chemistry with already left, so he wasn't necessarily interested in them. So I feel like he might have forced himself to just choose someone, and then he chose the guy that basically fought the hardest to be with him, the loudest, the most energetic guy who is half Brazilian and very, very, very loud. He's a very loud guy. Which also, side note, I feel like he was two-faced. Gotta say it. I don't think he was necessarily a bad person, but he felt kind of two-faced at times. There was one specific instance where he talked with someone about one thing and then he went to talk with someone else and basically just said something that was the complete opposite. So, I don't know. He was giving me kind of bad vibes, not gonna lie. But yeah, Kazuto chose him for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, to be fair, compared to the other guys, I guess he was the second place in like chemistry wise, maybe, I don't know. They didn't really, he didn't really feel like he was attracted to him romantically. So I truly think he just felt obligated, that's the one, obligated to just choose someone. Because I mean, it would be kind of weird. You're in a house where half of the people want to date you and you're just going to say no to everyone when it is a dating show. Like, no, you're not gonna do that, obviously. That would make you such a diva. But like, back to the point where it felt like he was holding himself back. He really did. Oh god, how to explain it? Like, it felt like it was. Excuse me, Jesus. It felt like he was putting on this kind of character of someone who is really super nice and super perfect. And throughout the whole show, he didn't really show any flaw in his personality. And obviously, that's not human. Like, no one's perfect, excuse me. So I don't know why he necessarily came. Maybe when he signed up, he thought that he could actually try and find love and search for it and whatnot. But then maybe when it actually came to it, he just kind of lost his confidence or his ability to truly try. Because obviously, being gay in Japan, even though it's not necessarily super frowned upon, it's also not accepted, and you cannot get married. Same-sex marriage is still not legalized in Japan, unfortunately. And so I feel like he just had his own problems to try and take care of first before, trying to find a husband, supposedly. And I don't know if it proves what I'm saying or not. But oh, nice. At the last episode, they do the whole, will you leave the house with me? Like, go, let's try dating, basically. And he left with the energetic guy, the half Brazilian guy. But then when they did the reunion after the show ended, they did say that they're not dating and they more feel like good friends. Which, I mean, I don't know, I don't want to say told you so, but the vibes really weren't really matching, weren't really there. Like, yeah, some people can be very shy when they start dating someone, especially like Japanese people, but it really didn't feel like he was attracted to him romantically. And on the other hand, like the Brazilian guy, at times, oh, it's the wrong one. Oh well, at times really did come onto him too strong. They first went on a date, kind of, just a few days after they first met, because the Brazilian guy also wasn't there from the beginning. He just joined after the muscle guy left. I don't really remember the order of things, but I think that was it, maybe. So he joined late, and then Kazuto wasn't there half of the time at that point. So when they went on a date, which was staying at a spa, at a hotel, staying somewhere else, like overnight, they showed some of the moments where they were together. And the Brazilian guy, like the half Brazilian guy, really came a bit too strong, considering it was just a few days after they first met. And even Kazuto said that he was at first really put off by it, and it was too much for him. And yet he still chose him later, maybe because it was already the best he could find, I don't know. Because again, the other guys also, they liked him, but I don't know if it's just because what the show wanted to show us, but we as the audience really didn't see anything that showed any kind of potential, like literally nothing. Out of the whole show, out of the 9 people there was one couple that managed to be formed, and they are still dating. Thank you. That was one of the best news to hear. They're still dating. And the funniest thing is, like, there was technically, in a way, a second couple that maybe could have formed, but the second couple involved one of the people from the actual couple that formed. Like, there was kind of a love triangle there for a little bit. But that was the only serious potential kind of relationships that we saw in the entire show. 10 episodes, each one an hour long. And I'm pretty sure most of the people that watched the show, like 99%, including me, only watched it because of that couple, because they were entertaining. They were dramatic, they were lovey-dovey, they were like, push and pull kind of thing. Okay, let's see, I can do this. Maybe I can do this. Oh, cinnamon, there we go. There's a French fry, there we go. Candy, there we go. Ooh, nice. Like, every episode, I was just waiting for them to come on screen. Because the other one, I just, the first few episodes I was kind of hopeful that something interesting might be happening. But then, I think from the 4th episode onwards, I just kind of gave up. And I just, I got it, like, they're the only ones that really anything interesting might be happening with them. There we go. Sub 3 minutes. 3 seconds, Jesus Christ. Okay, last one. 1. Spicy. Cookie. This thing. And this? No. There we go. Ooh, nice. Because the thing is that couple really was very dramatic. Again, it's obvious that the show made them overly dramatic. Like, they made one of the guys supposedly super I don't know, depressed and not smiling and not friendly at all, and, you know, that kind of personality. And then the other guy was supposed to be the super social guy, super friendly, super happy all of the time. So they made one of them a diva, which was very entertaining, but also it was very good reward at the end, seeing someone who's so, I don't know, someone who's been through a lot, because he has been through a lot. Like, his parents died when he was very young, or like a baby, or even before he was a baby. Actually, no, they didn't die. They abandoned him, I think it was. Like, he was found as a baby somewhere. I don't really remember. But the point is, he grew up in an orphanage. And so he always had the dream of having a family and a super loving house, and, you know, don't we all? And I think that specific kind of character that they made him have, also with, I guess that's not part of the character, that's actually part of him, the trauma that he has, really resonated with a lot of people that watched the show, me included. And then seeing someone that is at least showed to be a very flawed person, with pretty much a lot of baggage on him, being able to eventually find love, even with all of the pushing away that he did. Like, every time the the sunshine guy, the happy guy, tried to pursue him, almost every time he pushed him away, which also, like, I really can resonate with that. It happens to me quite a bit too. Like, I remember when I entered middle school, I started to be very good friends with one girl, but then because I don't know what's the reason, what the actual reason is, but she started to be super duper, like, attached to me in a way. Actually, I don't know if it was super duper or if it was like just a normal amount, and then just my, you know, traumatized mind took it in the wrong way, and I eventually pushed her away because it just, I don't know. I really don't know how to explain it. But I just pushed her away, and then eventually I regretted it so much. And just something that I guess happens, you know, to our kind of people, to the traumatized bunch. Maybe it's trust issues, maybe it's, I don't know, being afraid of getting hurt, or being afraid of getting attached to someone and then that someone hurting you. I don't know what it is, but the bottom line is, like, I get it. Like, I've seen myself do it, I've seen other people do it, and I understand why he was also doing it. Like, I don't again, I can't really excuse it or say that it's okay, but I understand what feeling comes with it when you do this kind of thing. And I feel like it resonated with a lot of people that watched the show. And then again, with all of the pushing, with all of the, oh, I don't want it anymore, and then regretting your choices and trying to get the person back, and this whole ordeal. Even with all of that, at the end, the fact that they both managed to find a happy ending for them. And not just that, like, the fact that the sunshine guy, the happy guy, really was a great partner for him. A great partner in general, I guess you could say. because he was very understanding of the trauma that he went through, of the kind of cold personality that he presented, of his, like, you know, hot and cold, getting close and then pushing away. Like, he was very, very patient with it, and he was very understanding with it. But even with all of that, he never really gave up. Like, he gave him the space when he asked for it, and then, oh, it's the wrong one. Oh well. He gave him the space when he asked for it, and then he came back when he saw that there was space or a place for him to come back to. And I think it just filled all of us with a delusion, or with hope, if you want to be, I guess, optimistic. It filled all of us, I guess, with hope then, that yes, we can all maybe someday find love and someone that will accept us for what we are. Again, it's not good how he treated him. Like, playing with someone like that, with someone's emotion like that, is not good, obviously. But some things it's just very, very hard to control. Some things are just natural reactions, or like protective mechanisms over yourself, because you don't want to get hurt anymore. So it's understandable. Although, again, in the reunion, they talked about how they live together now, and they still have, like, small fights every day. But then they gave one example of, like, they fought over sashimi, which is like fish, basically. That one of them ate the fish, and then the other told him, like, why are you eating it, stop, or something like that. It was very confusing. Like, also the way they explained or talked about it, it was very, very weird. But then they said that the argument developed so much to the point where they, okay, there we go, where they spilled, like, another perfect, oh my goodness, I'm doing amazing, Jesus Christ. But the argument developed so much to the point that they threw, like, a bowl of soup on the floor, and they had to replace the carpet. And I don't know if it's just me, but having such a small argument develop to a point where you throw things around, I don't know, to me kind of feels a little bit maybe toxic, potentially, just a tiny bit. I don't know. I didn't grow up with two parents, so I don't really have an example of how couples should be fighting. I don't know. Is it normal? I don't think so. But they looked happy, so I guess it's fine. Again, I have no idea. And I mean, they're very cute together. I love them as a couple, so I hope that they would stay together and everything's fine. But yeah, the whole thing of how they told this story, and just, it was very, very, very weird for me. Oh my god, I hate this minigame. So, yeah. Sure, I have money. Why not? So yeah, out of the whole show, one couple, a very cute couple, a very main character type thing. Like, literally most of the show was around them and their drama. which again I enjoyed, so I'm not complaining, but it did felt kind of wasteful. You know, out of 9 people, only 2 really had enough personality. Or maybe only 2 were smart enough to put on a personality, I don't know. It felt like they were themselves, but you never know, obviously. And like, I don't know, the other guys really felt very, like, almost too reserved. Again, I get it. Japanese people are usually reserved and whatnot. I don't know. But you signed up to go on a dating show, and yet 90% of the cast are very, very, well, I guess 80% of the cast are very, very shy and reserved and quiet. And in a way, I don't know, I didn't really feel any, like, personality per se from the other guys. Like, everything with them felt kind of shallow. One of the guys, his name was Ryota. He's a model and a barista. Like, he owns a coffee shop. But with him, it, like, the first few episodes felt like he was very undecisive. At first he was interested in one guy and he wrote him a letter, and then he was interested in someone else entirely for literally 10 minutes in one of the episodes. But then he decided he wants to be with someone else, which eventually he kind of settles on Kazuto, the popular guy, and just stuck with him for some reason. And it just, I don't know, it felt like he was very, like, I get it, it's the first episode, you kind of get to know everyone little by little, so it kind of makes sense that you'll choose someone first based on appearance, but then you get to know them a little bit and you change it. But he was really jumping between them very, very fast, and then he settled on the guy that was barely there in the beginning. So, especially considering one of the other guys at first wasn't really interested in Ryota, but then there was kind of a misunderstanding and he thought that Ryota was interested in him, so that kind of made him think about him in that way, I guess. See him in that light, if you will. So eventually he basically kind of fell in love with him. I don't know. Liked him. Was interested in him. I don't know what's other synonym to use. And they even went on, I guess, they went on one actual date, but they worked together at the coffee shop, I think at least 2 times, maybe? And the first time that they worked together, he gave Ryota a present, a necklace, and Ryota actually wore it. So I don't know if that's enough to show someone that you're interested in them, but at the very least you should be a bit more aware of them, wouldn't you? But instead of trying to see that, he was so hell-bound about Kazuto, even though Kazuto was so popular, and to the point that I think he confessed to him like 3 times. I don't remember if it was 2 times or 3, but I'm pretty sure it was 3 times, that 3 separate occasions throughout the series where he asked to talk to him in private, and then he told him, I like you, I want to date you, and he got turned down. And even though he got turned down the first 2 times, still in the last episode, he asked him again. He did that again. Like, bro, relax. Please. It's not that deep. I really don't understand why he was so hell-bound on him all of a sudden, with no real reason. Like, they didn't really interact that much too, from what we've seen, yeah? But it was very confusing, not gonna lie, it was very confusing. Especially considering he had the other guy interested in him, and he was just oblivious to it. Even though he was kind of flirting with him the entire time, like he made him mocha coffee, and that was like their thing, that he only makes it for me, you know, like that's very flirty stuff. And yet he didn't really give a shit about him at the end. Like, obviously friends, yada yada yada, but I don't know, he was very confusing. And he was also very, very quiet. He didn't really show much personality. It felt like he was kind of there in the background all of the time, but not really actively doing much. Except for confessing 3 separate times. So, yeah, very, very confusing. There was one guy that really in the end didn't, basically, like at some point, after some episode, he kind of really disappeared to the background because he didn't have any storyline going for him. Like, no love triangle, no real, I don't know, dramatic stuff, nothing. He just kind of faded to the background. And I've seen people on the internet say that maybe one of the reasons that people, like the other guys, weren't necessarily too interested in him romantically was because, first of all, he hadn't come out to his parents yet, but then he was also Korean. So, which is in it of itself is not a bad thing, but dating someone who's closeted and he's a foreigner and he's from a country that hates Japan, like a lot of Korean people really hate Japan because, well, you know, stuff that happened that we shall not talk about. Because we shall not talk about it. So people, I don't know, people on the internet said that might be the reason. Oh god, oh god, oh god. There we go. But again, he was very reserved too. All of them were basically, except for 2 or 3 people. Oh boy. There we go. One of the things that I didn't know about Japanese reality and kind of took me by surprise is that aside from the actual show and the people and, you know, all of the drama and everything, there was like a panel of just random TV personalities, I guess, that just in the middle of the show randomly commentated on the stuff that happened, which at first I was very weirded out by it because obviously I'm not used to it, and I don't know these people, and I just don't get why. Just why? Like, why are they there? But then at some point you know, you watch this show alone in your room and then something happens and you just kind of react to it, like you pause, you know. I think it's a universal experience. Like something shocking happens on the screen, you pause the thing and then you just talk to yourself with no one else in the room, like you have a fucking audience of 10,000 people and you explain to them what happened and you commentate on it, which is just something that I feel like most of us do. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's a pretty universal thing. But then you resume the show and then it cuts to the panel of commentators and they say the same shit you said. And it's just like, oh my god, we're on the same level, we're on the same wavelength. I have friends. All of a sudden I have friends that I watch the show with and it's so exciting. And every time it's just, oh my god, I'm not alone in this. I'm not the only one reacting like this. And it's just so exciting and so, I don't know, fulfilling in a way. And some of them, like most of them are really funny. One of the commentators, I really don't know what else to call them. One of the commentators was a drag queen, and in the first episode he didn't, actually in the first 2 or 3 episodes maybe, he didn't wear drag, which was kind of weird, not gonna lie, but then he did. Although I feel like if you're a drag queen on this kind of show, maybe the coming in drag on the first episode would make more sense. Because when he did start to come in drag, he came in drag every episode. So it was only like the first 1 or 2 episodes that he didn't came in drag. So it was kind of weird, not gonna lie. But maybe it was also like to soften the blow for people who are not used to these. Oh, nice. Who are not used to the whole, I guess, gay community, drag queen things. I don't know. Maybe. Makes sense, I guess. But one of the guys spoke in Kansai dialect, which was fun. I'm happy that I recognized it. Like, obviously, I'm living here, I should recognize it, but yeah, I guess the main thing with them was just the feeling that you're not alone in watching it. And it was just funny every time that I stopped, and then when I resumed the show, they literally said what I said word for word. And it was just hilarious to me. And every time I just laughed alone in my room, like I have the 10,000 crowd people looking at me. Hell yeah. Like right now. But yeah, the show was nice, kind of weird at times, but it showed the Japanese spirit, I guess. It did indeed in the end feel quite different from Western reality shows. Like there was also one episode where it showed them cleaning the house, like actually cleaning the yard and where the cars are. I forgot what it's called, like the pavement. No, not pavement. But yeah, they did everything themselves. And they weren't really like locked in the house. What am I searching? There we go. I feel like, I don't know if it's true again. Don't know too much about it. But I think in Western dating shows, they are usually kind of locked on some island in some villa. And they can't really leave. But here, what am I doing? What happened? Okay. But here they were free to leave, I guess? Like I said, some of them left for work a few days at a time, or just one day and then came back and things like that. There was one time that one of them left to celebrate his birthday with his friends. But that also kind of added to the show because they filmed it. And he talked about, ooh, I'm interested in him, and, you know, drama. And all of his friends were girls. So they commentated about it. Commentated? Commented? Gave comments. Okay? So I guess it kind of added to it. But yeah, they weren't really... Like, they actually just moved to the house for a month and a half, which was just... I wouldn't say a regular house, because again, it was huge. With a lot of rooms, obviously, to accommodate everyone. So I wouldn't say it was a regular house, but it wasn't the villa that we usually see in Western... like Love Island or something. Oh, nice. Like Love Island or something like that. So yeah, I guess that's all I wanted to say about the show. Do I have anything else to say? There was one guy which he came very near the end, which also again was very weird to me. I think he came at the end of episode 8 or 7, so he was in the show only for 2 or 3 episodes out of 10 episodes. And also, like, for them, time-wise, I think he came in like 3 weeks after they started shooting. So it was very weird and out of place. And I think the only reason that they really added him was to add to the couple, like the main couple. Because he was the one that became the love triangle with them and just added drama. And I mean, in a way, I guess you could kind of say that he pushed them to be together because, you know, jealousy and all of that. But he came in and he was super energetic, and at first he was getting along very well with the sunshine guy from the main couple. But I don't know, from what I've seen or how I've seen it, they just felt like really good friends that were on the same wavelength, like the same vibe, you know? But I didn't see them being an actual couple. So it was kind of weird for me that the show pushed this narrative, because again, the vibes were not giving that at all. But it helped make the depressed guy I love the names that I gave everyone, but it helped like make him more jealous and be more assertive towards wanting the sunshine guy. So yay, I guess. But also like, oh my god, damn. Almost all of the closers this episode are perfect. Oh my goodness. But yeah, even after they kind of, like the main couple agreed that, yeah, okay, let's do this for seriously, the new guy just came out of nowhere and kind of confessed to the happy guy, to the sunshine guy. And he did it like very weirdly and romantically and just kind of very pushed to it. And he obviously said no because he was at that point really liked the other guy. So I don't know, he also every time I looked at his face when he wasn't smiling, you know, some people have like supposed I think I lost her. You know how some people have a supposed like bitch face? He had like a killer face. Every time he wasn't smiling and I looked at his eyes, I low-key was kind of scared. Like he actually looked kind of like mad and scary. god, oh god, oh god. Oh no, the pair of eyes that I was following left the screen. Ah, damn it. Ah. Franco. Franco, is that his name? Okay. Connor, Ginger. And again, it's reality TV. They probably just made everything super dramatic for no reason. But still, in that frame of reality TV, I did not like him. Like, who are you to come between the two of them? You know? But yeah, with that being said, I think I've talked about almost everything that I had to say about the show. Probably, hopefully. If you're interested, go watch it. It is fun, especially if you're, I don't know, like LGBT. I think it's just interesting to see how it is from a Japanese perspective, because it is in the end different from the West in some stuff. Not everything. Again, we're all humans at the end of the day. But yeah, that's it for this episode, for this video. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, comment something. Go watch the show. Again, it's called The Boyfriend on Netflix. Very nice. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.